if there was one game system that seems like it had a lot of potential, but just had a poor library of games, it would be the Sega Saturn. Now, the Sega Saturn had Sonic 3D Blast, but that game was also on the Genesis. So they needed to make a exclusive title from Sonic. Sonic Extreme was cancelled. It went through developer hell. But there's another game that came out. And it's not your traditional Sonic racing game, and it's not a crappy game like Sonic Drift, which I'll never review because that game's just so horrendous. It's gonna be Sonic R for the Sega Saturn. Okay, so instead of being like a very broken racing game like Sonic Drift is, and just fails to be like Mario Kart and doesn't even have, it's just a bland racing game altogether, and 8-bit and racing doesn't even go hand in hand. But they decided to make a 3D racing game, and instead of being a typical kart racer, it's an on-foot racing game. Not saying the concept's too bad or anything, but you know, it kind of made a lot of people skeptical, and I could see why. But the on-foot racing concept did not break the game. The slippery controls broke the game. First of all, the characters are bland. You could play as either Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Amy, who can't get off her lazy ass and is the only one who rides a car, and then Eggman, who's on some sort of machine. But then you could play as Metal Sonic, which is, you know, okay, but Sonic still runs faster than Metal Sonic for some reason. Metal Knuckles, who... What? Metal Knuckles? That seems strange. I never really seen a Metal Knuckles before, but it's just filler content for the game. And then, the worst one. Freaking Tails doll. Ugh. That's a worse character than Eggman Nega. So, basically, different characters have different ways of going through across the race. Everyone's favorite is to race as Knuckles, who glides across the stage and you could pretty much easily win. But if you get all the Chaos Emeralds, which can be found across the stage, and also if you could collect coins, you can unlock the different characters that suck anyway, so what's the point? But after you get all 7 Chaos Emeralds, you could play as Super Sonic, who there's no way of beating Super Sonic at all. You cannot beat Super Sonic. Super Sonic basically can glide across the freaking stage and cannot be beaten. Now, the only way you can lose a Super Sonic is if you're freaking slipping off with the slippery controls and can't get through. It's hard to even jump on the springs. You can barely do anything on it. The racer's always pushing you aside and always getting ahead of you. It doesn't matter how fast you are or how slow you are, you could still have an equal chance of losing in this game. The game, though, can be fun when you're playing as Knuckles, but even then, the sloppery controls and everything like that, and the very, 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 very poor selection of soundtrack just brings the game down. So, overall, this game is kind of worth a 59%, I know, but I don't know, I just feel like the game was a huge letdown, and I just hope that there's never another terrible freaking racing game just like freaking Mario Kart or Sonic was. But, you know, with Mario Kart, there's gonna be more Mario Karts. And my next review will be Super Mario Kart 64. And, man. The game's bad. But this game is pretty bad, too. So, thanks for watching this, and I'll see you guys later.